welcome. You can go to sweetgeorgiapam.com to find out more about Pam if you're new to the show. Also, let you know she's got some free things on the website. Thank you, Pam, for doing that. She has a downloadable guide called 6 Nights to Better Dream Recall and a free half-hour Zoom session to remap your direction spiritually and talk about your dreams. So again, Sweet Georgia Pam for more information on that. If you're on socials, she's Sweet Georgia Pam. You can just DM her if you have some questions or you want to talk about your dream. Pam, hi.
Yes. Hi, sweet friend.
All right. Today's dream is actually going to come from a celebrity. Demi Lovato tweeted this dream. I thought this would be fascinating to talk about.
Okay.
Celebrities are, yes, and celebrities, you're always welcome to be on the show live too. You can always DM Sweet Georgia Pam. All right. I had a dream last night that my shoe came untied. So Drake retied it, looked at me and said, "God's plan," with a wink. I love dreams.
Oh, that's a good, I want that dream. That would be amazing.
Oh.
Okay. So here's my first, let's see, let's just break this down into some pieces, right?
Okay.
The first action that happens is my shoe came untied. So I'm going to step into this dream as if it were mine.
Okay.
If this were my dream, my shoe coming untied is about unraveling. Something is unraveling that is going to trip up my ability to move forward.
Okay. Yeah.
So I would look at, in my waking life, something has just come a little bit unraveled. Not all the way, not both shoes. I'm not barefoot, but
right.
I'm losing a little bit of protection. So then in comes Drake.
Oh, like how you said
and okay, here's what's happening in my head right now. I'm seeing this unfold, and there's two things. One is when there is a well-known personality like Drake coming into my dream space, I want to explore, what do I associate with that personality? So with Drake, what comes to mind if I were to try to describe him to somebody who didn't know who he was? What are the first 3 or 4 things I would say about Drake? And then you put those. So Drake is like a stand-in for those character traits, or that helper coming into my life, right?
Right.
Drake comes in to tie my shoe. So that's the first thing, is I would explore, what do we associate with Drake? So Melissa, I'm going to put you on the spot for a second here.
Okay. I'm ready.
All right. So if Drake came into your dreams to tie your shoe,
yes,
how do you describe Drake?
Well, Drake, to me, like if it was in my dream, it's almost a comforting figure. Because he seems very approachable. Gosh, I think also just the presence of, handsome, attractive, something that is attractive.
Right.
So just overall good feeling, nurturing plus attraction kind of
good
together.
Good. Yes. Okay. And everybody's going to have their own answers to that. Right. So we would ask Demi Lovato, what are your associations? How would you describe? What are the first 3 things that come to mind? Okay. So for that version of Drake, then something's coming unraveled in my life, and in walks this comforting, handsome, gentle presence as a helper, as a helping force in my life. And then he looks up, and tell me what he said again, because I only wrote down God.
God's plan.
God's plan.
That's what. Okay. So again, Demi Lovato saying, "I had a dream last night that my shoe came untied. So Drake retied it, looked at me and said, 'God's plan,' with a wink." Ooh. He winked while he said it.
Winked. So there's a little bit of a okay, again, this doesn't mean that Demi Lovato sees Drake as a spiritual guide. However, it means that something about his persona to her is comforting and is supporting her and has her back.
I love that. I mean, you can tell from her description that it's a very positive thing. So yes. One thing I want to ask about, and everything you just mentioned, because there's so much obviously that you can unfold, unwrap in a dream. But when you talk about the personality or the feeling with a person in your dream, because I think a lot of times people limit the meaning of their dream by defining it by who that person is that showed up, right? So
Yes.
Drake doesn't necessarily represent Drake, right?
Right. Because, okay, when we wake up, our logical mind comes on board. And the logical, literal mind says, Drake, I know him. He's this person out there in the world. And now I dreamt about him. And so does that mean I'm going to see him today? Or
I'm going to marry him. He's going to be my husband. We're going to be together the rest of our life.
Right. Drake is my spirit animal. Like our literal brain takes over when we wake up. And dream interpretation is about holding open this creative space, this creative thinking that allows us to not, like you said, limit our definition to Drake in a dream means Drake in waking life. It may, on some level, also mean Drake in waking life. We don't. That's a very individualized basis. So you've got the literal interpretation, and then you've got the metaphorical interpretation. So metaphorically speaking, Drake represents these character traits that I associate with him. So he's a stand-in that my brain chose because I have a perception of who he is. So my brain chose him as a stand-in. So don't let your literal mind take over and limit what Drake represents in your dreams.
Well, and I think that's an important reason to listen to this podcast, right? Because I think, at least knowing you, that you've taught me that dreams can be a healing thing for you. Like you said, the direction it's taking you in, right? Instead of it just being something to potentially dismiss when you wake up in the morning.
Yeah. Or to be fooled into thinking that you're supposed to then go communicate with Drake.
Right. I need to reach out to him. I need to tell him, hey, we're meant to be.
We're on a path together, you and me. You just don't know it yet. My dreams told me. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
so no telling what Demi interpreted that, but hopefully, she sees this or hears this and then she'll know exactly what it means. No, but if you, again, want to reach out to Pam, Sweet Georgia Pam is her handle on the socials. And so DM her. And again, sweetgeorgiapam.com is the website. We'll see you next time.
Sweet dreams.